Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry I was super busy today, so I wasn't able to find just get time to create the July video. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'm pretty busy too, so I'll probably do it on Friday or over the weekends. But I'll definitely try to do the July win-loss video around like during this weekend for sure. Let's get started on some 1-2 action. Just didn't have time to play any poker today. Was just a little bit too busy with my work. Floating this flop. 3-betting with queens. He checked this. Gonna just bet a little bit for now. And then barrel big on the river. And we do just pick it up the pot. Which is nice. Jack 9 suited versus under the gun can be a race. Folding is fine as well. Just go for a 4 for now. Here, ace jack facing under the gun raise is a fold. I turned the notification off today. Some viewers were complaining about it's being a little bit annoying, so let's see how it does today, how it goes today. Hopefully it's gonna be like a more quiet stream. I'm still getting used to it. Without the action sound, it's kind of like on this board we're just gonna go for a small c-bet. Not gonna defend with queen jack off. This turn we're not gonna barrel because ace high can be the best hand very often, and then if he has anything like a small pocket pair, he's never folding this turn. Probably gonna call with ace high, and we do have the best hand. Here on this board we are using a larger sizing for c-betting, with open and this straight draw, 3-betting with tens. Get there on the turn with the nuts, go for an overbet. Facing a 4-bet front cutoff. This is a jam. Don't mind a call. Either way works. If we call and then if it's like a low board, we have to go for it. We're gonna go for it. Call here. Not folding after this flop. Here we just basically our turn overbet was pretty balanced between a bluff and value, so just gonna do the same with the nuts. And here we're just gonna call. That's a terrible turn. Now we don't beat anything except a complete bluff. And this guy 4-bet crazy amount. Gotta be a recreational player. Don't think we can call after the turn. We just don't beat much. I guess it would be like king queen or something, but that's like very rare. Just a terrible turn. Obviously you could just raise the flop and get it in, but I just don't ever think we get value from ace king. And then when somebody call or raise on the flop, he always had us crushed. So I just figure flat calling is probably better. and probably, you know, if the turn is not an ace or king, we probably just gonna bet the turn, pick up the pot very often. Facing under the gun +1 3-bet, we're just gonna fold out of position. Gonna definitely 3-bet with pocket nines here. Even king A suited is pretty close. Probably just gonna fold. Here we're 3-betting up against this guy. Seven deuce off. Pocket kings easy open. Gonna defend with jack 8 offsuit here. Unless small blind 3-bets. I'm just gonna fold. Here 3-5 offsuit, just gonna mug. Don't see any value playing that hand out of position. Possibly against two players, so I feel like without the notification sound, the stream does seems a little smoother. I mean, I'm trying to get used to it because I'm used to like hearing that sound when the action is on us. But I think this is better for viewers, so since I'm streaming for you guys, just gonna do whatever you guys requested. I've not been getting any type of playable hands so far, but that is fine. 3-betting with queen jack suited. Pretty good flop for pocket sixes. I'm just gonna go for a small c-bet. And here we actually gonna go for a 3-bet here with 7-8 suited, just to mixing our range a little bit. Isolating the limper. Unfortunately, we do face a 4-bet. Sizing wise, it's probably not ideal for us to call. Here we overbetting the turn. If he has a 9, I think he's calling. Might need to barrel one more time. Gonna start with a small c-bet, and he does fold, so I guess he had like some kind of flush draw. On this turn, probably just barrel. Feel like he has a lot of gut shot. This guy never 3-bet, so we're just gonna give him credit and full ace jack offsuit there. Against a regular, definitely it's 100% a call, but against an unknown player who seems like pretty tight, it's okay to fold ace jack offsuit there, even though it's a cutoff versus button. Here we're gonna call and see a flop. We do flop an ace. He bet 1/3. Gonna check call. Here on ace high flop, I think we just fold. Check calling again. Value betting this river. 3 betting with queen 10 suited. C betting with second pair. Here we're just gonna fold, and here we do get paid off by a weaker ace, which is nice. That's what you get for 3 betting ace 5 and gets punished. Kind of feel lucky there though. Facing a 4 bet. A 4 bet from a recreational player is normally like really strong, and then queen 10 suited just doesn't play that well, so it's okay to just muck. Nice answer. Ace jack offsuit against under the gun race, not gonna do too much. Javera701, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? I had a super busy day today. Drove almost like 300 miles, just delivering cars, doing like. On this board, we're just gonna check. Just doing what my business does. Delivering cars. Here is pretty close between a 4 bet and 4 fold. On this turn, we're gonna just bet. I'm probably gonna go for a call 4. I think we get pretty good fold equity here against a cutoff open and button 3 bet. He does jam. I don't think we can call it nice here. At least we have to have like at least like jacks, maybe 10s. Against an unknown player, we don't play with him that much. Actually, we play quite a lot, but doesn't seem like somebody who's gonna do this just as a bluff. So just gonna give it to him. Here, top 2 pair, small c bet. Here, facing a mid 3 bet, definitely calling a c a flop in position. I don't think we're folding yet with the backdoor flush draw. Just gonna give him credit for a real hand. This guy doesn't really 3 bet. On this turn, our hands have no potential. Don't really see a reason to turn our hand into a bluff against a pretty strong range in general. Obviously, we could be bluffed there, but sometimes just nothing we can do. On this flop, we're just gonna check back. Turn and open there, but jack is probably no good. If he has a king, just gonna muck. We just don't have that many outs. Jacks is not even sure jack is good, and then when we hit our straight, we had to worry about flush draw. So we basically only have 3 outs. 3 outs to feel pretty comfortable that we have the best hand. Basically 3 6s, that's it. Ace queen facing small blind 3 bet. That's a pretty strong range. Don't mind a fold here. Actually, we're gonna put in a 4 bet in position. Because he's doing this with a pretty strong range, and then in order for us to 4 bet back his 3 bet, as under the gun raiser, this means we have like aces, ace king, kings, minimum, pocket queens. So if he jams here, he has a real hand, so we just have to mark, and then it's pretty easy. And if he calls, then we have position, so. When he calls here, I feel like he has a lot of pocket jacks, something like that. I think we just check back here. I think we check back with a lot of aces and kings as well. We do turn an ace, only losing to ace king now, but he might have ace king here in his position. In his spot, he'll have tons of ace king as well. So if he check it to us, I'll decide what we're gonna do. He does bet out. Do I think we can fold here? I'm thinking if we are gonna fold the river, that's what I'm talking about. We're definitely not folding to this bet. I think we just call and then call off. That's probably the best way to play this hand. Because we just jam the turn, then we're only a bluff will fold. Unfortunately, he has ace king there, but it's just unfortunate that turn was an ace. We're almost never folding there. I think folding ace queen there when we paired the ace was just extremely weak, and then we'll be exposed super hard. Unfortunately, that 2-outer has to get there. That's just poker. Sometimes it happens, and then we just have to lose a stack. Nothing wrong with it. Just calling with ace jack off here to flop trips. Facing a small c-bet, just check calling. I expect him to barrel here quite often. Probably just gonna check call. I think he has like a lot of bluff here. He only has a king. Jack 10 suit is pretty hands, but we raise under the gun, facing under the gun +1 3-bet. It's just we get dominated quite often. Just gonna fold. And here with the gut shot overcard and backdoor flush draw, start with a small c-bet. And we do get there on the turn with a stray. Gonna overbet this turn. Defending with king queen. The ace queen hand, if we decide to like flat call pre-flop, then we can probably get away or lose a little less. But since it's a 4-bet pot, we're just not gonna fold ace. We're just not gonna fold when we hit ace with ace queen, especially on that board. Even though we might be losing quite often, but that player was definitely capable of turning his hand into a bluff on the turn and then barrel the river, so don't have a problem with the call. Can definitely make a case for fold, but I don't mind to call weak, call and lose sometimes, so people knows that we play pretty tough, so they're gonna respect our game a little more instead of like just bullying us. So sometimes a call like that is gonna prevent people from like barreling. Pretty good turn to barrel. We're actually gonna barrel this turn. And if it's called, then obviously we're folding, but ace just hit our range pretty hard. Here with the backdoor flush draw, not flush draw, we're just gonna small c-bet. Against 4 players, 375 more, why not? Flop an open ender, not the worst. Here we're gonna defend with ace 4. Probably check raising on this flop. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Open-ended, gonna call once with the backdoor straight draw. Here we got called, and then we don't improve on turn. Gonna go for a check and give up. On this flop, we're not gonna see bet, and we do get there on the turn. Just gonna check. I'm guessing he had like some kind of flush draw, but I don't think he's gonna bluff the river once he checked the turn. So we're just gonna value bet 30. Hopefully he has like a king. Unfortunately, he doesn't. On this river, we're gonna overbet. On this turn, we're gonna do a small bet. The reason why we overbet the river was because we have tons of 8s and 7s, and then that's exactly what we're gonna do if we have 8s or 7s. Get 10, 1, 2, 3. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Here facing a cut up raise and button cold call, we're just gonna put in a squeeze with ace 5. On this river, just gonna check. He might have some missed flush draws here, but it's very unlikely. I don't think we beat much, but because we have pocket nines, so we block his straight draws quite a lot. So I don't think he has that much bluff here. And here on this flop, we're just gonna go for a small bet. That's one of the shitty turn. We can definitely have some like ace 10, ace 8 type of hands. Just gonna fold here. I don't think he's bluffing that much here. The only bluffing combination is 2 diamonds. Just gonna fold. Good bet, regardless he has it or not. 14 on the river. I think we have to call against that sizing, even though I think we're losing here like 80% of the time. But pots is really close. Even if we're losing 80% of the time, we just have to be right here. Like 15% of the time for this call to be profitable. But I just don't see what we beat here. Probably just a fold. I don't think we're gonna be ahead here more than 15% of the time. I think most of the time we're losing, so just gonna fold. That's a spot where he just doesn't have that many bluffs. The only bluffs was king queen, king jack, and then if he has king queen and king jack, he must have like a diamond. I mean spades or something. So he might just get there on the river. Here we're gonna go for a bigger c-bet, and here we're gonna start betting like half pots. Blind versus blind, calling with 9-7 suited, and he does call the turn bet, so I think he has some like the only hand we breeze is like queen jack, queen 9. Just gonna check, and this is like a bad river. Probably just check folding. And here we're gonna check call with the bottom pair and gut shot against his 3-bet range. I do expect him to like slow down a lot on this turn. When he barreled this turn, When he barreled this turn, I feel like he has either air or he has a jack. Trying to think what we do here. Obviously we're beating his bluff. Yeah, just gonna fold here. It's just weird that he barreled the turn like that. When the turn is another jack, he's saying that he has the ace jack, king jack, which is in his range, and he does barrel a lot here against our friend. Probably just gonna fold. I don't think he's gonna mess with us too often. Pocket sixes, raise and 3-bet, which is gonna fold on small blind. Peeling the flop with pocket fives. Thank you, Troy. Thank you for the good luck. Ace king, we're definitely 3-betting. Calling this small c-bet. With the backdoor diamond draw and overcards, we're gonna go for a small c-bet. Check calling again. Probably have to check call the river. Checking back with ace king here. The turn is a 10. This card doesn't benefit our range, and then we're checking back with a lot of aces and kings here too, so we're just gonna do that. He barreled the turn super hard. With ace king, just a gut shot, we're just gonna muck. And here, this is kind of nasty spot. I think we had the best hand though. Just gonna go for a call. And he has the boat. That's unfortunate. Here we're just gonna give up. I expect us to like lose to 7 sometimes, but it's okay. Yeah, ace queen, so good for us. For him to bet like that, he either has a ace jack or he has like air. I just think the frequency of him bluffing is quite high. That's why I didn't really spend too much time and just call. Not sure if we should fold there on a board like that. Against this guy, 3-bet, definitely putting a 4-bet. And we're calling a jam. Opening with queen 7 suited, kind of loose, but it's okay to do that sometimes. We do flop a flush draw. I'm gonna start with a small c-bet. And here with king queen, we're gonna use a larger sizing on this board, because he has a lot of ace jack, a lot of king jack type of hands. We do pair our 7 on the turn. So we do have some showdown equity now. We do beat pocket 5s, pocket 6s. King jack gets there, but I think we still have to bet for value. Just gonna check back here. Here on this board, we're just gonna check back with the kings. We don't really beat anything. If he had the ace and jack, we're losing. So. We got called again. On this river, we're just gonna check. I don't expect him to have that many 7s. He could have like missed spade draw. Checking back again on this turn. Just gonna check back. Hopefully he has like pocket sixes or something. He has ace nine. Just gonna check. Here facing this small bet, we just have to call. I mean, it kind of suck. He might have like the spade draw and then, you know, like two spades with the seven of spades, something like that. But I definitely feel like we were ahead on turn. Not sure if this river changes that, but $25 into a 75 pots, which is not never folding with top pair. I don't think we're winning here quite often though. Like I think we're winning here like maybe 30% of the time. So we're calling. He has ace jack. What? Okay, so he rivered us. Yeah, that's what I think. It was just unlucky that he gets there, because I do feel like we had the best hand on the turn. Unfortunately, he gets there. Just unlucky. We against that river bet sizing, we're never folding. If he bet like 50 or 60, we're definitely folding, I think. So he used a pretty good size. He probably put us on like ace queen or something. Pocket sevens, just gonna peel a flop. Here with 9-10s, 9 suited, gonna actually go for a 3-bet here. With one overcard, I think we can check call once. Expect him to fold. We do turn a gut shot. Here we're just gonna go for a small c-bet. Probably have to barrel multiple streets here. Because his range is pretty capped. And he barrel again. On this flop, I think he has to have a 10 to bet here, so we're just gonna give it to him. And we do pick up the pot here with just a small c-bet, that's nice. Turn goes check check. Flop goes check check. We're gonna overbet this turn. I feel like he can have some like ace king, ace queen here. Hi Dealey, it's good to put a face to the name. What does that mean? It's good to put the face to the name. Not the. Just gonna check this board. Here we got 3-bet, pretty small sizing, and then we're kind of deep. I feel like we can put in a 3-bet. I mean, we can put in a 4-bet. His 3-bet is kind of small, so let's just do a 4-bet. Here facing 2 mid-bet, we're just gonna see a turn, and we do have a gut shot here. Not exactly sure what he's calling with. I'm guessing probably ace king, ace queen, because I feel like this type of player is probably just gonna jam if he has like aces and kings and queens. So we're just gonna bet a little bit, putting on like ace king. Another mid bet and call, we're just gonna call. Unfortunately we don't get there, but we don't lose that much anyways. Pocket six is facing big blind 3-bet, pretty big 3-bet, 5x. Gonna peel here, and here the same thing. We're gonna see a flop here with aces facing a 3-bet from a small blind and flat call from a big blind with two pretty big stacks. Here we're calling once, still beating ace king. Gonna put in a pretty big squeeze, I think. Here we're gonna call this flop. Same logic to this hand, like we still beat ace king. When he barreled the turn like this, Not exactly sure what we should do. Jamming is an option, but we're drawing pretty dead against any pair, like a bigger pair. Against an unknown player, we probably just smuck. And here on this turn, and he jam. It's an easy call. Ugh. So gross. So gross. Guess losing to another 20% hand. Here we're gonna use a blocker bet here. That was pretty gross. Like, it's very unfortunate. It's like a 170 big blind pot, and then we do continue run like shit. Pretty ridiculous for. I mean, we wanted him to do that, but like our 80% favor just doesn't hold. What can we do? Just gonna check back here. Nice hand with pocket queens. What can we do, man? Got it in with aces. 170 big blind shove. People dunk it. People dunk all their money to us and sucked out. It's kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. Check raising this flop. Facing a 4-bet, just gonna fold. Betting the turn. I mean, 80% favor is supposed to win 4 times out of 5. Four times out of 5, we're supposed to be winning. But not the case for us this in July. Not the case for us so far in August. Checking back this turn, and then we do reverse set. That's nice. Oh, he bet pot. Not sure what should we do. I think we just jam here. Hopefully he has like ace jack, pocket sevens. Small C-bound this flop. I'm gonna barrel this turn pretty big. Small C-bound, ace high flop. Here we got called. This is a good card to barrel, so just gonna barrel turn. And then he calls instantly. He has to have an ace 100% of the time here, and now king is his kicker, so he's never folding. So we're just gonna give up. Ace queen. Here, kind of like a sim situation. But we don't have any equity here. So we're just gonna check and give up actually. Yeah, it was kind of annoying. Wonder when can we, when can our hands start holding? It's like pretty unreal. But we do pick up some EV money for sure. Should I recognize your name? Okay, nice meeting you. I don't think we play enough because I don't recognize that name, but thanks for recognizing me and welcome to the stream. Hopefully we can, hopefully our best hand can hold sometimes. Dilly number 1 has followed. Is that my friend? Feels like a buddy creating a username just for me. I am flattered. Welcome to the stream, regardless. check calling with ace. I'm gonna lead this turn. And I'm gonna lead the river again. And he gets there on the river, and then he doesn't really. Oh. Well, I was gonna fold to a race on the river anyways, but it's kind of annoying that he just called the turn with 18% equity and then gets there on the river. I feel like we can catch a break today. Pocket 7 facing 4 bet, we're just gonna fold. I feel like we have been playing pretty well. It's just, yeah, the cards have not been kind to us. At least not on ACR. On other sites like Natural 8s and Bovada, it has actually been pretty good. Just on ACR, especially on string, has been running pretty brutal. And then our string is well documented about that. Well documented about our bad beats, but it's gonna happen to everyone. Happen to me, happen to you, happen to every single one who's playing this game. Eventually it will all turn around, just a matter of time. But when we are in it, it feels like shit. Especially when people just dunk jam like 300 big blind, like 300, like people just dunk jam like 170 big blind into you, and then they sucked out. It's kind of like, why? With a gut shot, I'm gonna go for a bet. Who is this Dealy #1? I feel like I know you. And you don't have to subscribe. Just stop by, hanging out with me. I'll be pretty happy. That's the whole purpose of this stream. Making friends, sharing our knowledge, helping people crush low to mid stake poker. If you have any question, poker related, anything related, just type it in chat. Facing a 3-bet and this is the same guy who dunk ship 170 big blind and then get there on the flop. Obviously we're doing the same play again. Hopefully it's gonna work out this time. Against 2-player, this board we're just not gonna see bet. Checking back on this flop as well. We didn't check twice. We're gonna start betting, and we do get a caller. Very good flop for kings. And we're checking back here. I do expect us to win sometimes. And we do. There's tons of draws out there. Here we're just gonna go for a small c-bet and get it in on a turn. I think he's going in with like jacks and queens. Obviously he can have aces, but turns a jack. Just gonna jam. Good luck to us. And he does have aces. That's very unfortunate. How many times was that? For those of you who have been following me, Chalk Meat, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How many times was that? For us to our kings to run into aces? Was it the 10th time? I think the past 2 weeks. I think it's the 10th time. I think it was the 10th time. 10th time in the past 2 weeks, and then we don't really play that much. We play like maybe 10 hours a week. So in 20 hours, 2 weeks, so 20 hours we ran kings into aces 10 times. All documented in the stream. Here on this board, I think we do a small bet here. Ace king might fold. At least we can bet the turn if he does call. Yeah, so kings ran into aces 10 times in the past 20 hours or so. That is just really unlucky. Checking back on this flop. This I run like 5 buy-ins under EV yesterday. Just one day. 5 buy-ins under EV is pretty brutal. We take a free card here. 5 buying under EV, pretty brutal. We did ran 20 buy-ins below EV in July, so I'm not sure if it's comparable. On this river, I think we bet 50. Ace king is gonna fold. It'll be extremely hard for pocket 10s to call here, so 50 is the right size. If he has a queen, obviously he's calling. And he has a queen, okay. I guess nothing's working out for us today. Just pick the wrong spot to do every single moves, which happens. 5 buying under EV one day is kind of brutal. Yeah. We did rent 20 buying below EV in July. Still managed to like break even though, but July was tough for us. August is definitely not any better so far. On other sides it's better, but not on ACR. But this is the good thing about streaming. Everything is well documented, and then we can always go back and see if we made any mistakes or we're just running like crap. So far, in my opinion, we are running like crap. Especially on ACR player pool are a little tougher, so when you run like crap, it's gonna suck. That's for sure. Ace Jack facing a cutoff raise in the bottom flat, which is gonna put in a 3-bet. And here we do get 4-bet, which is like, which happens very often today. I'm not exactly sure. Let me check. Making no sense when you flush. So I guess he's kind of like a loosey-goosey player. Against a player like that, calling with king queen off is not the best idea. So just gonna give it to him. Jimmy No Stacker, thanks for the good luck. We definitely need that. Probably down like couple buy-ins right now. Hopefully we can turn it around in the next 30 minutes or so. Against 2-player, we're gonna PO with suited king. Ace Jack suited is we're gonna probably defend against mid position open. Facing a 3-bet, it's pretty close between 4-betting and fold. I think his range 3-bet to 3-bet mid position open is kind of strong. It's generally stronger, so we can go for a fold. whenever I play on ACR, I am streaming most of the time. What the hell is going on, man? Just jamming over the top. Ace 3, A3 suited. Definitely not the hand that we call all-in with. Tick Riston 3, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How is your day? Probably better than ours. Defending with pocket eights. One of the worst flop for eights. Jack 10. Just gonna fold. Holy shit. 600. So far this session, we got it in 175 big blind deep, all-in pre-flop with aces, and people had queens, and then flop a queen on the flop, a queen on the flop. First card was a queen. Lost that pot. It's close to 700, and we had kings, and we ran two aces. That's another 600 pot. So just these two pots alone were 1300s already. Question: have you ever made money at Blitz in the past couple months? Every time I hop in, I play about 700 hands and see nothing but coolers and bad rivers. I have played online cash since 2001. Yeah, go check my YouTube channel. We did starting our bankroll with $1,000, and then we built it to 11,000. So it is definitely possible that you can make money. We're a career 5BB per 100 winner, so the game is definitely beatable. I feel like it's not beatable during the past month or so, but even like when we were running 20 buy-in below EV, we are still breaking even. So just gonna fold. Pocket four is just like pretty shitty. He checked the flop. We're gonna bet the turn with the not flush draw. So yeah, it is definitely beatable. Is there no 4-color on ACR? There is 4-color. I just don't like using it. Checking this river. It's never folding anything. I just don't like 4-color deck. Just a personal preference. There's definitely 4-color. Pocket threes. Holy moly. Damn. We are checking when we should be bluffing, and we are bluffing when we should be checking. That is very unfortunate. ACR, I play millions of hands online, so I'm speaking from some experience. In terms of RNG, there's no problem. If you're not beating the game, it just means that you are doing something wrong. RNG on ACR is 100% legit. In terms of collusion and botting, they did have some problem earlier, like a couple years ago, but I think they fixed that. But RNG wise, there's nothing wrong with ACR. If you're not beating the game, then you're doing something wrong, or you're just, you know, on a bad stretch. But in terms of integrity of the Blitz games on ACR, it's 100% legit. So you have nothing to worry about there. pocket jacks. We're gonna go for a check call on this flop. And probably check calling again. Facing a check raise. And on this river, I'm not sure if we are folding. Club does get there though, so if he jams, we probably have to consider folding. This is kind of suck. Just feel like people are running over us. Gonna fold here because backdoor club does get there. We can have the best hand sometimes here, but just gonna fold. And we're gonna open another table. Since this table we are out of time bank. He checked the flop. Gonna bet the turn pretty heavy and then see what he does. I feel like there, if he had like pocket tens or pocket nines or something like that, he probably would just check the turn. Not exactly sure. He could obviously be bluffing there. Not sure if it's gonna be like more than 50% though, so I think folding was probably still better. Just gonna open another table because we're out of time bank on that table. I'm gonna see a flop with king nine suited and check raising on this flop. Jose Vera, thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel. And we do get there on the turn. I'm gonna go for a small bet. Checking the river. Susan Duffy. And gonna jam the river. Hopefully he doesn't have ace high flush draw. That would really suck. I mean ace high flush, but he's betting this river. He has a lot of jack 10 here. Pocket aces. I don't think we beat anything. Just gonna fold here. We don't beat much, and then I don't think he's bluffing on this river. The only hand we win, we have won are like 100% hand. Lost with 80% hand. Lost, get sucked out quite a lot. Checking this flop. I'm not a side pro, obviously. Against the two players on 10-7, on two diamond, on two hearts, definitely gonna see bet a little bigger. Checking again here. 9 shouldn't change much. We're actually gonna bet pretty big here. Folding ace jack suited, and just gonna check here. This is kind of rough. I feel like he has a lot of like 9-8 of hearts or some kind of 9x of hearts. Obviously, he can have a set. This spot is kind of gross. 78, 144. He could obviously have 10-9. I think we fold here because we already overbet, and then he jam over our overbet, so that is extremely strong. The best hand we can hold for is like 9-8 of heart, I think, or like Jack-9 of heart, something like that. But he does have a fish tag on him, so it makes it less likely he's gonna make the correct play. We're just gonna fold. Feel like we're drawing pretty thin there if he had the real hand, like 2 pairs, that kind of stuff. Hello, BW Ninja. Welcome to the stream, welcome back. And we do face another 4-bet. It's really unfortunate. I feel like people are going crazy today. And unfortunately, we don't have the hands to do anything with. And when we do, people go nuts on the flop or on the turn. So just with the way we run and the way the session goes, it just doesn't feel right. I'm gonna squeeze 30. Obviously we get it in, and then when we have queens, the flop just had to be like ace, king, and 3. That's a shitty feeling. Gonna 3-bet a little bigger here because we're a little deeper. Gonna go for a check. We do have the backdoor flush draw though. Calling again, possibly folding to the river. Really hard to fold the river here. Just go for a small bet here on the turn. He does have some pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket jacks type of hands. Just gonna fold 7s here. He has a queen. Okay. Damn, fuck. Can't make any right decision today. Here on this board, we're gonna barrel this turn. And we do get check raise again. This is like pretty unfortunate. There's no way in hell we're calling this. Just the amount of I don't know, just the hands has been like super brutal for us tonight. Kind of frustrating, but what can we do? I'm gonna do a huge ISO race here against two limpers. Gonna check call once. This guy see back quite often. When he's second barrel, we're just gonna give it up. If the board had like it's a little like draw heavy, like have like suited cards or something, we can make a case for calling the turn bet, but flop was Rambo. He just doesn't have that many bluffs there. Three betting with ace king. Here we're three betting with king queen offsuit. Gonna start with a small c-bet against two players on this flop. I'm gonna go for a 4-bet here. We do have ace. We do have an ace, so we block pocket aces and ace queen, ace king, that kind of hands. We turn a boat and flush gets there. Just gonna bet and then see what happens. Hopefully he has a flush. We certainly have the best hand here, unless he have like jack 8. Unfortunately, he just fold. Not exactly sure what he had on the flop. Oh, this is another weird spot. So we raise under the gun, +1 3-bet, and then small blind 4-bet. Open-ended straight draw, definitely gonna see a turn. This guy does 4-bet 10% of the time. I think jamming is okay. Gonna go for a jam. And we run into aces. Holy moly. Holy moly, holy moly. The train wrecks continues. What can we do? I do not know. Just gonna play through this stretch, man. It's been rough, pretty rough. I guess we can make a case for folding there, but we're never like flatting with under the gun +1 still to act behind us. It's either jam or fold, and we decide to go for the jam, and then unfortunately we run into the only hand that we don't want to see. It is okay to run into ace pocket kings, still have 35% equity or so, but we ran into aces. That's unfortunate. We do fold there sometimes, but not on a day where we're getting 4-bet like all the time. Like not on a day where the player pool just super 4-bet heavy, 4-bet happy. So it's in today's players pool, I'm just not gonna fold ace king pre-flop. In some other game, maybe you can make a case for a fold, but not in today's game. Pocket 4 is facing a 3-bet. We're just gonna call and play out of position. Check calling once. Gonna check, expecting to have like some king queen. Ace jack. People are just always gonna flop something against us, right? That's the trend. That is the trend. Can't fade anything. Couldn't even fade a 20% equity hand. We have top pair, and then turn has to be like the worst. Queen of clubs completes the flush, completes the 4 card to the straight. Amazing, pretty amazing. And he's gonna bet here, 100%. Boom, he checked. We're just gonna check back, and then expecting to like have like a king jack, king queen or something. Ace 3, we're able to chop one. Good for us, boy. And when you have pocket jacks, raise under the gun, 3-bet, 4-bet from the blind. Ugh. This is probably a fold. It's really annoying though, like, cause I feel like we have been facing this kind of decision all night. But shit like this is gonna happen sometimes. Can't really do anything. Continue making the right play. Hopefully, card's gonna come back and be kind to us. It will. It will. Just takes time. I mean, it wasn't even that bad, right? We ran 20 buying behind in July, but that's like, we still broke even, right? We still haven't had a stretch where we're like down super hard. I'm talking about like with rake back, we were like break even, but still didn't play that much in July anyway. So raise 3 bets. We're gonna put in a 4-bet, and we're gonna get it in. Right. Let's see what happens. Good luck, us. Oh my god, not a club. Okay, at least we chop. Pocket 10s facing a jam. This is easy call. Just want to take some time. King queen, can we hold? We finally win a flip. Congrats, bravo. With aces to follow right away. Here, pocket queens flop another 2 over cards. What are the chances? We do have the not flush draw, so just gonna start with a small c bet, and we do just pick up the pot. Here we flop top bolt. We block his hand a lot, so I'm not even sure if what can we do here. Probably just check. And then there's like a shitty turn come right out just like that. Boom, shitty turn. Thinking if we should raise. Probably not. Probably not. And we do have a boat, so Less likely we lose here. We're only losing to pocket deuces. I think we go for the overjam here against an unknown player. Let's go for that. Not sure what kind of player he is. If he's a terrible player, he's never folding a 5 here. And then he does call with the deuce. Oh my god. Where overjam worked. Like, how easy the game is when you just have both, right? He was drawing dead on the turn. Like, on the turn, he was drawing dead. Let's see. Yeah, on the turn he was drawing to a chop, and then he just decided to go crazy and lose his stack. Against a pretty tight player, I think we can make a case for flatting ace-king here. Against a recreational player, we're just gonna call and then take our chances. And we didn't get squeezed, that's good. On this flop, I think we're just gonna check raise, and then here we river a nut stray. Just gonna value bet a little bit. He checked the flop. Gonna bet the turn with the top pair, top kicker, and not flush draw. Betting this flop when we check too. Unique hello. Unique hello. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How was your day? On this river, I am trying to figure out what can we get value from. 9 is not a good term because Queen Jack does get there. I think we go for overbet here. Hopefully he has like pocket queens with queen of clubs. He doesn't. He instant mocked. Checking back here. He has pocket nice. Nice hand, buddy. You didn't make any value. You didn't get any value. Kinda suck for you. Aces no action. Ace king suited. Easy open on the button. Expected to be 3-betted. Defending with deuces. And we don't get any action here as well. Kings, no action. Isn't that funny? Every time we have a strong hand, just no action. Here we're gonna check call actually on this board. I think we're leading a lot here. Go for a $10 lead. On dry board, we're just gonna go for a small c-bet. Raise under the gun, gets 3-bet and cold called. Trying to figure out what do we do here. Here we're gonna barrel the turn when we have the turn flush draw. Jamming is okay, but 4-betting is better. Sometimes you can like overjam, because this guy's kind of bad, so he might call with like ace queen. We do get called by 2 players. This is very interesting. And this guy dunked back $96. Oh my god, like what the hell in the world you would do this with? Like, absolutely nothing. Like if you just do this with pocket 10s and pocket 9s, you're just crazy because we have all the aces. Like you just bet like into your entire pot into us. Like with pocket nines and pocket tens, it's just nuts, right? But people play like that. Give them credit. Good for you. Save us some money. Was gonna see bet a little bit, so we save money. This guy 3-bet 5% of the time. Gonna give him some credit. This guy's tanking. I think he's calling with like jacks. I really think he might have like jacks here. And then jacks should be a call against this kind of bet. Really curious to see what they're doing, but he folded. That sucks. Under the gun race. Cold call. Ace ace suited. It's not a good hand to just call. Just gonna see bet because this board hit our raising range pretty much. He does just called. I'm trying to think. I don't think he's folding much ace on this board, so guess we go for a check. And we don't get there, so just gonna check fold. Called pocket sevens? Wow, this guy's crazy. Call c-bet light. Ace, king, jack, flop with 7-7. So when we put the notes like that, next time we know we should second barrel that guy a lot. That's the whole purpose for that notes. Pretty good flop for ace jack of diamonds. He does see bet, and we're gonna put in a raise here. A king jack suited, gonna put in a raise. Barreling the turn. Gonna go for a check here actually. Board's super dry. He can't have much, and then we turn the flush draw. Gonna go for a half pot bet actually. And then we hit the nuts on the river. Gonna go for a overbet. And here we do get called. And on this river, I think we're check calling. He might bet with pocket sixes, but that's the only hand that he should be betting. Not sure this is a bluff. Trying to think what kind of hand he can have though. We do block all the diamonds. So we block his bluffing range quite a lot. I mean, he can only be doing this with like ace queen of diamond, ace 10 of diamond. I think we have to call because I just don't believe that he has that many sixes in his range. So the only hand that makes sense is ace 6 of diamonds. And I'm not sure. I think we have to call here. That sucks, dude. River a 2-pair. Our read was on though. Like, we can't put him on this hand because it's too weird. So we check the flop, he checked back. I guess we just run bad. We were supposed to win this hand. He basically hit a 2 outers. 4 outers. Yeah, but I'm not surprised. We can't even dodge a 2 outers. What makes us think we can dodge a 4 outers, right? That was like a pretty bad sock down, dude. Like, that's That was pretty brutal. But what's new? We're supposed to win there, man. Like we're supposed to win there. Just gonna mock Queen Jack suited here against a regular. I mean, he's supposed to be losing there, but he gets there. Oh boy. With the Gasha and mid pair, I think we call once, especially against somebody who would c-bet almost all the time. And we does get there. Gonna lead this turn. He instant mocked, so I guess he doesn't have anything. Because if he had the king there, he has to at least think about it. Well, that's the thing. When we decide to check the flop, sometimes that will happen. That hand, if we just c-bet the flop and then barrel the turn, obviously we're winning all the time. But we're trying to have a balanced range, so sometimes we just have to protect our checking range a little bit. So unfortunately, that the suck that'll happen during that time, but it's pretty normal. I think go for a check raise here. We barrel this turn and then fold to a jam. Oh. We can't catch a break, right? Every time people just flop something. Don't think he would jam with like a draw here. That's unfortunate. This is all part of the game. I'm gonna close this table because we have no more time bank. This is all part of the game. If you guys have been following me for the past 2 weeks or so, you guys probably saw a tons of unfortunate things happening, but it's all part of the game. I'd rather show you guys when we run like shit versus when we run like 15 BB per 100 for like the whole month, because it's more, I think it's more useful when we are actually running like crap, so you guys can see like it happens to everyone. Against the fish there, we're just gonna fold. Against better player, we can make a case for 4 betting. Blind versus blind, suited we call, offsuit just gonna fold. Gonna 3-bet a little bigger here. Defending with the suited ace against a pretty bad player. Flop bottom pair. Don't see a reason to bluff. Just not gonna try to do anything fancy against a play like that, because it would be better if we just play our hands. Because they have no understanding of ranges and then how things are supposed to be working. So if you're playing like, if you're just overthinking, trying to outplay a player like that, most of the time you just ended up getting bite in the ass. Perfectly fine to just fold. 2 overcards, pocket tens is pretty much garbage. However, he does check back, so we're gonna try to bet the turn. Worst flop for pocket threes. We don't beat anything. Here against somebody with the 150 stack, we're just gonna 4-bet and get it in. This guy is 3-bet quite often too, so 10%. It is the cutoff versus button, so we're just gonna put in a 4-bet and get it in. Good luck us. And we lose another flip. What can we do, man? Cannot win a hand. C-betting spots small on this board. We cannot win a pot. Check calling with mid pair and backdoor flush draw. We turn it second pair. It's not the greatest, but we're gonna start betting. If it gets called, I expect us to be losing actually. Flush gets there. He has bunch of king X, maybe with like king X and with the heart. Just gonna fold. We do have aces. Can we get some action? And I don't understand. Like every time when we run like shit, our viewer just skyrocketed. It's been that way the past couple weeks. So I guess the only upside is that we're gaining more viewers. I guess people like to see people get sucked out. Gonna 3-bet. Here we have a royal flush draw. Gonna see a flop with 5-4 against 2 players. And when we have aces, obviously we don't get any action. How can Parquet just instant jam in that spot? Are you talking about which hand are you talking about? Oh, you mean the river? I don't know, like Parquet is a pretty solid player, so I mean he's a pretty solid player, so it's pretty standard for a solid player to make decision really quickly. So they probably already he probably already knew like what he's gonna do before the river, or before he jams. He probably already knew what he's gonna do next street. Like how we play, like a lot of time on certain flop, I already knew that we're gonna barrel the turn and barrel the river, unless it gets like, unless it's like a terrible card to bluff. So I'm not surprised that he did that, because I'm gonna check call once on the dry board. I mean, if you so it seems like it's the first time that you're at my stream. So if you have been following me, this has been happening since early July. So the whole July we just ran like extremely shitty. But this happens like in June we were running like 11 BB per 100 for the whole month, and then we play way more in June versus July. So it's poker. Sometimes you run good, sometimes you run bad, and I mean, it's just the way it is. And I mean, this kind of shit happens daily to every poker player. On this turn, I think we barrel and then get it in on the river. Hopefully the board doesn't pair. It would be it would be like something if he has pocket deuces or sevens here. Like we're gonna get it in here no matter what, unless the river pair obviously. That would be something, but it does happen. Like I've played this game for so long, like I just, you know, nothing surprises me anymore. Like, you know, when people like I have run like crazy bad in the past, like nothing surprises me. What has changed as far as gameplay from now than when you last played professionally? So when I this is a terrible river. Now we're not gonna get anything. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, now we're not gonna get any value. And he's probably checking back a king, unless he had like king queen of club or something. Then he'll bet, and then we can check call. If he jam, we're calling. So when I play professional, I play mostly 5-10, 10-20 no cap live. So I actually didn't play online. I started playing online. So I started with $200 bankroll, and then I built it to 50,000 in 1 year. But back in the day, I was playing like 12 hours, 15 hours every day. So it's a little bit different. This guy is kind of loose. We're gonna PO with ace-3. So compared to the last time I was playing online, games are a little bit different. So back in the day, people don't 3-bet that often. They don't 4-bet that often. King 10. Yeah, I knew this is a terrible river. It's just unfortunate. Any other river like doesn't pair the board, we're getting his stack. But the worst river just has to come. It just has to be another club to save him. To save his $160. Against a bad player, we're peeling with king deuce. Yeah, what can we do, right? So we got there with the flush, and then we bet the turn, and then he called. Obviously, he had trips. And here comes the river, the 4th club, to scare him away and save him. Save his $160. Pretty sick. On this turn, we're just gonna bet because he c-bet all the time when he bet like small. Obviously, he doesn't have anything most of the time. Yeah, here comes the Savior River, the 4th club. That way he can fold trips. Yeah, he could have. Obviously, like good players try to polarize their range. So when he instantly jammed, I mean, he either had the nuts or he had complete air, right? And then that was a good jam because SPR was like 1-to-1, so we need like, I remember it was like pot was like 160, and then we need like 160 to call. So it's just a matter of, do we think we are good there 50% of the time? If we are, we should be calling. If we aren't, we should be folding, right? So when we're facing that decision on the turn, I think we only had pocket nines, and then there was like jack on the flop or something. So we don't beat top pairs. So our hands, like, it's pretty much drawing dead against the jack. We're drawing to two outers, which is like what, like 5% equity. So I just don't think we're good there more than half the time. I might think we're good there like 20% of the time, 25% of the time, maybe at most, but definitely not 50% of the time. That's what makes it an easy fold, because just frequency-wise, it's not a good call in a long run. It's gonna be negative EV. Sharpfish number 1 has followed. Thanks for the follow, buddy. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a good day. Yeah, that's why. Here ace queen off, we're just gonna peel a flop in position. 4-betting is okay too, but I don't really wanna turn ace queen off into a bluff, and we do have position, so I don't mind. And as usual, we don't flop anything, but we still have position, so we'll see what. On this turn, gonna go for a overbet. Checking back. So it's all about frequency, right? So when people like polarize their range, it's either a bluff or they have the nuts. He checked the second time. I feel like we should be betting, but let's go for it. Hopefully ace king will fold. And he does fold. I do think he has ace king there. Checking behind. So it's all about frequency, right? So it's a matter of how often you think you're good there. Because with pocket nines there, we only beat a bluff. So how often you think he's bluffing there? It's gonna decide whether you call or just fold, right? Here we river a flush, and he pop bet. Against this player, I'm not too concerned about anything. Gonna do a little raise. Hopefully he doesn't jam. If he jam, we probably have to fold. Hopefully he has like a straight or two pair or something. But with the way the session has gone, I am not too surprised if he jams. Actually, I'm not too surprised he actually has a better flush here. It's kind of weird to say, but we'll see. We'll see what he does. Hopefully he has a straight, or he just fold. But we're still gonna try to get values, right? Just because we are running like crap today doesn't mean that we should be playing differently. So mindset is obviously very important. This guy, we're just gonna put in a 3-bet. Seems fairly aggressive and loose, but doesn't. It's a little over aggressive. Just doesn't seem like somebody who's gonna be a winning player. So yeah, if you guys have any question regarding any hands I have played, just type in chat. I always read chat. The stream does have a 5-minute delay, so I might not answer your question right away, but I definitely read it live, and then I definitely try to answer it as quickly as possible. Here we're gonna peel against a bad player. On this turn, we're just gonna check fold. And here we got donk bet, and we do have open in this straight draw, so we also had backdoor flush draw, so we're just gonna call. I don't mind a raise as well. Have pot c-bet. Obviously we're calling. I guess we can make a case for a raise. Just to stop him from barreling if he has like ace of spades or something. I actually don't mind like a little raise here. I think it might stop his action. And here we don't have anything on the river, we're just gonna fold. And here we just pick up the pot, which is nice. A little bit surprised. Somebody would c-bet on that flop and fold, because normally when he c-bet that flop, he has like some sort of equity. If he instant mark, he basically was just c-betting and planning to fold. Here facing a 3-bet, pocket 7, we're gonna peel a flop. Not the greatest, but not the worst. Probably call once. Definitely not a turn we want to see, but if you check back, we can try to take it away on the river, I guess. 3-betting with 7s. He barrel again, we're just gonna fold. Not too bad, buddy. I grind 15 NL on this side, so I'm happy I found your string. Thank you so much. Those are kind words. I did play tons of 50 NL when I was doing the bankroll challenge. Here on this turn, we're actually just gonna barrel. And then probably, I'm not sure if we should do that against this player though. Probably just give up. Been bluffing too much. This is another spot we should be barreling, but hindsight 2020. Like we always pick the wrong spot to bluff today, and then we always pick the wrong spot to check. It's just the flow of the game is kind of like not the greatest right now. When you feel good, like you just like every move you make, it's just the right move, and then that feels good. Obviously, we don't have that right now. When we check the second time, we're gonna start betting. Gut shot straight draw, and then we do get peeled. King 10. I don't think we can wrap much here, so if he check, we're just gonna give up. Because we did check the flop, so there's limited hand. I think he's gonna call with any pair, actually. Without the spades, probably just gonna fold. Hello G4M3 unknown, welcome to the stream. Good to see you back. Small c-bet here, and small c-bet here as well. Just gonna barrel for value. And here we're gonna go for a value bet on the turn. Here we do have open-ended straight draw, backdoor flush. Going for a check raise. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday night. Hopping on the train wreck. The running back train wreck. Unfortunately. But I feel like it's gonna turn around pretty soon. Because we did run pretty good on Natural A and some of the poker apps. Playing much bigger games on those sites. Not really. Natural A I play like 1-2. I'm gonna move to 2-5 pretty soon. Poker apps I do play some bigger games. 5-10 no limit. No cap. So at least we're doing okay in those games. That always helps a little bit. How is the SES going so far? Not very good. Been running like crap. If you see the replay, you will see all the unfortunate thing happens. Check raising on this flop. Turn the pair. I think we're gonna barrel. I feel like he has a lot of king queen, king jack, queen jack type of hands. So we have the best hand here quite often, I believe. And we do get peeled. Just gonna check here and then possibly check call. Well, maybe we should just bet. Let's just gonna go for a bet. We have more 8s in our range than him. And he does fold. I think we could even fold like some 10s there. But I don't think he'll play a 10 that way. I just feel like he has more king, queen, king, jack. But instead of checking to him, we can just always turn our hand into a bluff. Just to be safe. Here we got 3 bets and got a cold call from the small blind. This normally means like a small pocket pair. Obviously we're never folding against those kind of sizing. And those kind of stacks, definitely gonna see a flop. Unfortunately we don't get the 7. This would be a perfect time to get a set against deeper stack players. This is extremely interesting. I thought about 3-betting, but opted not to. Really want to call. I guess we call. Cause like I said, this guy has a lot of small pocket pairs. He could definitely have like pocket 5s, pocket 4, pocket 3, pocket 6s. Obviously pocket 6s get there on the turn. And then this guy could be doing this with like ace queen, ace king. So there's a slight chance that we still have the best hand. Here we're gonna c-bet a little bigger. Checking. Not the greatest turn, but it's not the worst. A9 gets there, but that's about it. Gonna just keep barreling for value. I think once this guy checks, we are the only guy who can potentially have jacks. I think we're gonna go for it, dude. I feel like we're the only guy who can have a jack here once this guy checks. He can be checking with like pocket 6 and pocket deuces. But that's it. I think this bet is gonna take down this pot quite often. And we do face a dunk bet. Gonna peel the turn. Cause once this guy checks, Like we're the only guy who can potentially have jacks here. I mean any jack. Ah, he ships. Uh-oh. 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 Obviously we're folding. Trying to think what he has. He probably has like pocket queens here actually. I don't see any combination, any other combination doing this. Because he doesn't have queen jack. So he gotta have like pocket queens here. Here we're just gonna bet the turn. And we're folding here obviously. But nice try, right? Because he doesn't have a jack there. That's for sure. But unfortunately, he had pocket queens, and then he gets there on the river. Hello, Blink. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, but mostly focusing on Twitch because Twitch does offer the best streaming experience, I feel like. Here we're squeezing big with pocket queens. Calling a shove against those two players. They just never have a real hand here. Yeah, it was very unfortunate that we ran into a freaking monster there on the river. If he doesn't have pocket queens, he's most likely folding to that bet on the river. I think it's pretty reputable. Even if he had aces, you can make a case to fold the river. Because we almost have to have a jack there. And that's why he just jammed. Because he has pocket queens and then he, like, our jack is like faced up there. So he just overjam and hopefully we're gonna overplay our trip jacks. Which is a good thought, right? Here facing a 4-bet, just gonna fold. Ace-10 offsuit just can't do much with that hand. Got shot and flush draw. Start with the bigger c-bet. Board is a little more wet. A lot of flush draw, a lot of straight draw. We do pick up double gutter on the turn. Gonna barrel this turn. He can obviously have some king jack, but against king jack we still want to barrel here. Just so we know what we are up against and then how we can bet the river, etc. Yeah, Blink, things has gone pretty bad for us ever since the bankroll challenge. We did pretty well in terms of bankroll challenge, but ever since that, I'll say like ever since July, it has been pretty brutal. Here he dunk bet the river, so I feel like he has king jack here quite often. He could have a queen, but he's never folding to a race, so folding is the right decision. He checked the second time. We're gonna start betting. King 9, we're just gonna fold. And he check again. We're just gonna check back. Hopefully he has a 6. Unfortunately, he has a jack. Good for him. Gonna open 5-6 suited. A little bit loose, but can do that once in a while. I think the game is a little slower today. We play like, or maybe because we closed a couple tables. That's why. Because I feel like we played like close to 2,000 hands already, but it only showed like 1,200. Jack's facing another 3-bet. Pretty comfortable just calling and playing position. C-betting this flop. And calling this 3-bet. We do flop top set. Hopefully you get to hold one time. Calling with ace jack once. Pretty big bet. We do have the jack of diamonds, so we block the flush draw just a little bit. We're gonna check back here. Trying to figure out if we raise here or actually we're gonna go for a little raise, I guess. Calling this river. We do pick up the bluff. That's nice. Pretty good turn. Give us a bolt. I think we check behind and then get it in on the river. Or we can just jam. If he has queens plus, he's gonna probably think we have a combo draw or something. Because 7 should help him. 7s help queens plus because it's less likely that we have a set here. Because in order to have a set, we obviously have to have a quad here with pocket 7s. So I think we can just jam because the only both combination is 6s and jacks. And then he's never folding queens plus. He does instant call with pocket kings. For example, this hand, if we don't jam the turn, and then the river is the queen of diamonds, he might fold, right? So the SPR is like, just gonna show you guys why we decided to jam the turn. Like I did, oopsie, it was too quick. I am sorry. Even though I did explain our thought process, I just want to solidify it a little bit so you guys understand why we did what we did. And everything is just based on logic. So on the turn, hold on. Check raising this flop. So on the turn, the pot was 160, he has 120 behind. Okay, on the turn, right? And I explained why we jam, because it's less likely for us to have a set when the pair board, when the board paired on the turn, because it's less likely that we have pocket 7s. So now our both combination are pocket 6s and pocket jacks, that's it. And if we don't jam here and the river is the queen of diamonds, he might even check fold. I mean, very unlikely, but he might, right? So if we check the turn, he might actually get away with this hand with the queen of diamond on the river. That's why we just jam to get maximum value, sort of. Any kind of diamond on the river is gonna scare him, even though I don't think he's folding with 120 behind, $160 pot, but it's a possibility, right? So getting in is definitely the right play. Here, pretty deep. Gonna 3-bet huge, and here we're gonna 4-bet and get it in. Against a player who 3-bet 17% of the time, we're just gonna go like a super large sizing. And on this flop, we're gonna check back with kings. We're playing super deep. Jacks on the turn. He bet half the pot. I think it's a mandatory call. And I think checking back is better because I don't think he has anything worse. He's not gonna call with a 10. I don't think. Here we're gonna put a huge 3-bet. I don't think he's calling with a 10, and I don't think he's raising under the gun with the ace 10. Even ace 10 suited, he raised under the gun and then gets 3-bet, he should be folding. So we're just gonna check back here. He does have pocket 7, he's not calling that. On this board, we're actually gonna go for a bigger c-bet because our stack is a little bit deeper. And then we don't have ace of spades. So it's more likely that he has enough flush draw, and here we're just gonna jam. Hopefully we don't run into a set, but there's nothing we can do here but to jam. Is there a table cap on Blitz? Yes, table cap is 4 tables. 71. Since we don't block ace of spades, it's better to just get it in here, I think. With the ace of spade, we can lean more towards just calling. And we do fade, finally. That's a pretty big pot too. A pair and the flush draw. He has 45% equity, I believe, against our aces. Checking with the ace. And we did hold, so at least we ran a little better comparing to earlier. Here we flop top 2 pair. What a shitty turn. Any ace is a straight. Our hand's pretty much worthless. Because even if they don't have an ace, like we're never getting paid here by worse. So our hand is pretty much garbage. Hi, I was watching your first bankroll challenge video that I saw you were live. Yes, bankroll challenge was during COVID time a couple months ago, and now my channel is more like just entertainment, going over, you know, just kind of like a free coaching sort of stream. Pretty chill. Trying to help people get better at poker. Play for fun, obviously. If you guys know me, I do own 3 businesses, all car related. Poker is 100% just fun. Not just fun, like I mean of course I try to make money and try to win, but it's not like, you know, if I have a bad day, it doesn't really affect me at all. Like, it has absolutely 0 impact in terms of my mood. I can be up 10 buy-ins a day, I can be down 15 buy-ins a day, it's not gonna change how I treat my wife, how I treat my son, etc. Overcard and gut shots, going with a small c-bet. Here we check calling with mid pair. Backdoor flush draw gets there. I think we can go for a dunk bet. Check calling is fine as well. But I probably either dunk bet or like check raise. I don't like check calling on the turn. What do you recommend to someone who wants to grind his bankroll from $20? I don't know what to play. MNT. I say cash games, man. Cash games is the easiest way to accumulate your bankroll, and then if you get better, you can really make tons of money. I'm gonna put in a little raise here. Pretty good flop for kings. Against a player like that, I'm just gonna check behind. And somebody does bet, so that's good. Obviously, he can have some 8s. Just gonna check call here. Nothing crazy. Turn is another 8, which is good. Which might give him a boat. Definitely cash game. Bankroll from $20 is probably a little too little. I mean, I'd rather you playing like a 200 bankroll. That's probably better. So at least you can play like 10 NL, which is a good game to start. It's not the easiest, but at the same time, it's not the hardest. So you can definitely start playing like some 10 NL with the $200 bankroll. that should help you improve your game. And then when you're losing, you're not losing too much. To a point you're like, what the fuck, you know, I'm losing like a gram here, 2 grams there. So I'll say like try to have a $200 bankroll and try to go for the 10 NL game, because with the $20 bankroll, the game you're playing is just, first of all, like rake is gonna be like super punishing. So you're paying for rakes quite often, like a lot of time, like a lot of winning and losing gonna based on, you know, rakes, right? So you pay a lot of rakes when you play tiny stakes. So I'll recommend you to save up to $200 and start playing some 10 NL. That's gonna be a good game, and it's gonna help you grow. And then if you're good at it, you can move up to like 25 NL, 50 NL, and then you can really start thinking about like make a living out of this, because you obviously can. Like if I want to, I can, but I wouldn't do that because I went through that process before. So I just didn't enjoy being a professional poker player, like 100% just 100% income just solely based on poker. I just don't prefer that way. I invest in stocks, I run my business, and then poker is like a side hustle, which makes it a lot more enjoyable actually. Not necessarily financially. I just feel like the game is a lot more enjoyable when you don't have to pay bill with it. Yeah, there's always a possibility that are we gonna call once? And we do turn open-ender, so we're probably gonna raise here if he bet again. There's always a chance that he might fold, but you don't know what other people are doing, right? Like you have seen, if you follow my stream, sometimes you'll see like people like just playing super weird. Like you just don't know what people do, right? So, yep, you never know what people are doing. You never know what people are capable of. So it's better to just get it in when you have the goods, and then before another scary card comes. Here we actually gonna put in a raise like I say we will. Obviously we fold into a jam, but this raise is super strong. So tons of sets. We have to have like at least a set to be doing this, and then if he's like somewhat solid, he should know that. Because we're never bluffing this river. I mean this turn. We just never bluff this turn. Gonna start betting a little bit. A little under half pot should be right. And it does work. Because we're wrapping only sets here, and then even though he has a fish tag on, but he's kind of like a tighter fish, so he does have like some logic to his play. So anyone with a like a solid hand, like you don't have to like be solid in terms of hand reading. As long as you're a hand reader, even though you might not be that good, but you can figure out in that spot like facing a double rate, like just a little like 2.5x raise. It's almost always the set, or at least two pair Jack 10 or something like that. So it's gonna put him in an extremely difficult spot. If he has aces and then we have like a set or Jack 10, he's drawing pretty thin, right? So it's gonna put a lot of pressure on him when we make that play. And then glad it worked out there. We do flop a set against under the gun razor. That's nice. On this turn, I think we just give up. I don't see him folding any pairs. We're gonna put in a raise because we're a little bit deeper, obviously. So, gonna put in some raise. We do pick up the not flush draw on the turn. Andy Chan, thanks for liking the channel. I think I know who you are. Small sleep on the turn, on the flop. And here we're gonna bet. And this is a really good turn, so he can have a queen obviously, and he can have ace queen obviously. So I'm trying to think, what do we do here? I think we go for a check and then see what he does. If he's smart and if he's good, he would check back a queen here. But I'm not sure if he's capable of doing that. Trying to think if we should get greedy by check raising or just bet and putting on like aces or something. $50. Ace jack suited facing 4-bet, even though he could be squeezing, but it's still pretty tough playing out of position. Hopefully he doesn't have queen jack. That would be bad for us. I actually think I have like aces or kings here. Henry Felipe, thanks for the follow, bro. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you have been enjoying the content so far. He's tanking, so I guess he have kings and aces. Oh, he does raise. This is like really shitty, but we're not folding a boat here. He does have queen jack. Oh my god, this is like so unbelievable, dude. Like, are you serious? But I guess it's better, because if we bet the turn, we'll lose more. I mean, this is just pretty gross. This is pretty gross. Oh my god, bro. That one sucks. That is pretty gross. Can you imagine, like, we were down like $1,200 to start the session, and if we won that pot, like, we'll be up. Like, we'll be up, dude. Like, that would be an incredible comeback. From down 1,200 to like break even. That would be like incredible comeback. Consider the way like the session goes. 200. So instead of losing 200, we'll be winning like 100. Yeah, we'll be breaking even if we can just win this pot. But if we bet the turn and then bet the river, I think we lose more. Obviously we lose more. If we bet the turn and we bet the river, we lose more. So his check on the turn actually save us a little bit money. Of course we don't look at it that way, because when we flop a set against him, against his range, we're like always want to get it in, right? It's just unlucky that he gets there on the river, and we lose a relatively small pot. I guess it's only 100 big blind, while we started the pot like how deep? We started the pot like 230, 240 big blind deep. So I guess losing just 100 big blind here is pretty lucky, I guess. But of course it still sucks, right? Obviously it sucks, but gonna 3-bet pretty big here against somebody who doesn't like to fold to 3-bet, and we're playing a little deeper, obviously. But yeah, here, I mean, just a cooler, right? What can you do? Shit just continued to happen to us. And we're checking on this flop. Small c-bet. Yomi D, thanks for the follow. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name correctly. If I don't, I apologize. But welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are enjoying the beat up so far. Not necessarily a beat down session, but in the beginning it was pretty bad. We were down like 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, something like that. And then we did have an amazing comeback. But at the same time, like, we still run like crap. Like, if you guys have been watching this session, you'll be like, what the fuck? Like, how can this guy endure this kind of crap? But I have seen everything, man. Like, I'm playing over 3.5 million hands in my career online only. Live probably like another 30, 50,000 hands. So yeah. Check calling. With kings, obviously we are not check folding. Reason we check is because we want to pot control a little bit, but we're not folding. He could have some pocket nines and pocket tens that beat us here, but we're just gonna call. And then we river the bolt. Let's hope he has a bolt right now. Facing another bet, we still have the flush draw. We still have ace, even though he has a lot better. He has a lot of better ace here than we do, but we still have the flush draw to go with it. Gonna check here and gonna call. And we don't get there, but our kicker becomes a queen, so that can be helpful. Hopefully, just check it down though. If he bet, we probably have to fold, but $17, Jesus, man. Okay, nice bet. Flop the nuts. Flop the nuts, man. And then stay that way. I think he might try to bluff here. He doesn't. He had a straight. Oh. He had a straight there. On the turn, queen 10. Yeah, he had a straight on the river, and then he doesn't bet for value. What a careful guy. This is the same guy that check back tripped queens against our set and then sucked out on the river. Yeah, I just don't think he's a winning player, man. Like, when you play that nitty, you just lose a lot of values, period. Here we're gonna do like something we normally don't do, just flat calling on the button against under the gun raise, but he is like a weaker player, so with suited ace, I do want to see a flop in position. Putting a 3-bet with aces and calling a flop in position with jack 9 suited. Really, card guy, that's nice. Yes, I am a card guy. I really like your stream a lot. I hope you get affiliated soon. Look like it would be no problem. I think I already got affiliated, but that's not the goal of this stream. So the goal of this stream is just to record how we are playing on ACR, calling with the second pair. Not really doing this to like make a living by doing a stream, because it doesn't make any sense. If I want to do that, I'll play 10-20 no cap, and in private games, in apps, make way more money doing that than doing this shit. This is actually very tempting to call. Gonna give him credit for a real hand though, but you can make a case to call here. The fly is super wet, a lot of draws out there. Yeah, I think we are streaming a little bit longer today, just because I'm feeling it, man. From down 1500 to like almost break even. Can't feel any better. And then it's all based on like just outplaying people. Like, we still like we just lost, like we flop set and gets runner better both. Just gonna keep a positive vibe. Very important when you're playing this game. Naked flush draw, we do have some backdoor straight draw to pick up more equity, so I guess we c-bet. Gets check raised, interesting. He can be doing this with an ace, he can be doing this with a 2-pair, he can be doing this with a set, but we have position, we have flush draw, we have backdoor potential, obviously we're calling. 8 of spades is one of the better cards. We do pick up open-ended plus the flush draw. So if he pot it, we'll call. Half pot is like, for sure we're gonna call. Raising is definitely a mistake because he does have tons of 2 pairs and sets here with the way he played the hand. So obviously we're just gonna call and try to get there. And we don't get there, but we do have a pair on the river. So we do beat some flush draws now, and then he does check. Trying to think if we should turn our hand into a bluff. Check calling with ace high. Trying to think if we should turn our hand into a bluff. We're out of time. And he does have a better flush draw, so good for us. Nice river. Here, $14. We have ace high. Shall we call? I'm not gonna hero call with ace high there. $12. This is a tough decision. Ace high, shall we call? Small pot, let's gamble. Tournament style. And we do suck though. It's nice. That's nice. So I was gonna make a video regarding our how July went for us, and then gonna go over some of the biggest pot we won in July, some of the biggest pot we lost in July, and then I'm gonna finish the video and I'll put it on YouTube. It's not something I want to put on stream because it is something that I want to spend a little more time going over hands, stuff like that. Of course we can do it on the stream, but gonna put some content for YouTube since our Twitch channel is growing pretty fast. However, nobody really care about our our YouTube channel, so gonna try to put some content in there. Check with top 2 pair. Gonna go over how we ran 20 buy-ins behind in July, and then gonna go over the biggest pot we lost, biggest pot we win. Over betting this turn. Just gonna 3-bet. 3-betting here as well. So yeah, looking forward for that. I was supposed to make it today, but I was way too busy today, so sorry about not able to make the video on time. Gonna try to make it over the weekends for sure though. Over the weekends for sure. I think we're actually gonna wrap up the session pretty soon. Here we flop top pair, and we don't have the diamond to go with our hands, so start with a small C bet. See what he does. He does call on the turn. I think we barrel. Just gonna check here with ace 8 off. And then we gets called again. I think we go for a jam on the river. Here against the recreational player with a big stack, I'm gonna actually take a chance to just call. What I mean take a chance, meaning that take a chance of being squeezed by this guy. Good thing that he didn't. We're just gonna jam. Oh, that sucks, dude. Another pot where we should be winning, and then just freaking river. Kind of similarly to the nut flush we had. Here comes the river, a 4th clubs, here to screw you over. And same thing happened there. Here comes another queen, so you both have 4 houses, so your kicker is useless. So instead of winning $150, you're chopping. Thanks for the poker god, bros. Just wanna fuck with us pretty hard. Just like to fuck with us pretty hard today. 3-betting with 10-8 suited. Gonna open pocket sixes here, kinda loose, but we do it sometimes under the gun. Very, very brutal. What can we do, right? Every time we have the nuts, or we have a really strong hand, or we dominate our opponents like 90% to 10%, and then boom, here comes the river to the rescue. Chop it up, or scare the shit out of your opponents. That's poker. What can we do? Not gonna complain though. This is definitely better than like when I was playing for living, 10-20, 5-10 no cap life. That was brutal. If I had a stretch, like I remember I had like just like 2 months where nothing goes right. It's not necessarily like our play. It's just shit went to hell. Like all hell went loose. No matter what we do, we can't win a pot. Our best hand always gets sucked out. Our draw never gets there, etc., etc. You guys probably hear about it. You know, if you play enough poker, you probably understand like how it feels like when you feel like nothing is going your way. Gonna go for a small c-bet here, and we get 2 fold. That's a little bit shocking, especially on that board. I do expect people to have like show some kind of resistance on that board, but I guess not. Defending with ace 10 off. Expecting to bet this turn a lot. And I guess we can go for check raise, but I don't see the reason to. Nice hand, sir. Just gonna play for 10 more minutes. 11:30 Pacific time. That's when we wrap up. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the session today. I feel like it's a pretty interesting session where we started out losing tons of money and then able to sustain the bad streaks and then kind of gain something back, right? Here this guy never fold to 4-bet. Small c-bet with the overcard and flush draw. Here we can opt for flatting. We can 4-bet. Just going to go for a flat here. And here we obviously doing a 4-bet and get it in. If he bets, depending on the size, we'll decide what we want to do. Against a half pot size, hopefully he has pocket queens here. Just gonna raise a little bit and get it in. He either have jacks or queens here. If he can continue. Jack 10 suited against 2 players, especially this guy was super deep, gonna peel a flop. We are jamming this turn. He doesn't have that many pocket nines in his range. I think pocket nines facing under the gun raise is a flat call in big blind. So the only hand we're losing to is pocket jacks. He does have a lot of pocket queens, and when he called the flop, I'm not exactly sure. Since we block ace king super hard, he can have like some pocket tens, but we're just gonna ship it. As long as he doesn't instant call, we should be good. I don't think we can check fold to a small c-bet with ace king. That's just extremely weak. I don't like to be weak, man. Gonna try to be tough. Rate FN. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hoping you are having a great day. Definitely better than our day, because our day has been pretty shitty. Was down 1500 at one point. Got back some of it. We're probably still down like a few buy-ins or something. He overbet the river, I mean the turn. That scared me the shit out. That scared the shit out of me. Just gonna fold. Four bets. I mean, we can make a case to jam, but the best we can hope for is ace king. He could be doing this as a bluff too, so I actually don't mind a jam. Pocket 9 is a little bit too weak though. Pocket 10s probably go for it. Next time, pick a better spots. Not really into flipping